You know that feeling when you're in a conversation and you can just tell the other person isn't really getting what you're trying to say? Well, it turns out AI has the exact same problem. Today, we're diving into a really fascinating research paper about a solution called LinguaGame, which is all about teaching AI not just to talk, but to actually communicate with purpose. So, that brings us to the big question, right? When we see AIs teaming up on a project, are they actually a finely tuned team, or are they just a bunch of robots talking at each other? It's a way trickier problem than you might think, and it's what this entire field of research is trying to figure out. Here's a way to think about it. Right now, AI teams are fantastic at following a script. You give them a task, they can spit out the facts. But when it comes to all the unwritten rules of conversation, the subtext, the strategic moves, the actual game plan, they're completely lost. Their dialogues often end up as just data dumps with no real strategy behind the words. This quote absolutely nails the heart of the issue. Human conversation is like a game of chess. We're always thinking a few moves ahead, with a real goal behind our words. AIs, up until now, have basically been playing checkers. They take everything literally. They've been missing that whole strategic layer that makes communication so incredibly powerful. So how in the world do you teach an AI to play conversational chess? Well, that's where LinguaGame comes in. And this isn't just some patch or a simple software update. It is a total ground-up rethinking of how AI should talk to each other. So what's the secret sauce here? LinguaGame does something brilliant. It mashes up the strategic thinking of game theory with the subtleties of human language. And maybe the best part? It's a plug-and-play system. You can just slot it into existing AI models and it starts working. No need for crazy expensive and time-consuming retraining. All right, let's pop the hood and actually see how LinguaGame takes these AIs and turns them into these master strategists of conversation. Okay, so the whole thing is built on this really elegant idea from game theory called the signaling game. Imagine you're trying to send a secret message to your friend across a really loud, crowded room. You can't shout, you have to pick that one perfect, subtle gesture that they'll get. That is precisely what LinguaGame teaches AIs to do, but with words. And this image captures that idea perfectly. You've got the sender AI on the left, about to make its move. But before it says a single thing, it's running through a bunch of different ways to phrase its message, trying to figure out which words are going to have the biggest strategic impact on the receiver AI on the right. So what's this private information they're trying to send? It's basically a one-two punch of intent and strategy. The intent is the what. For instance, I want to prove this evidence is no good. The strategy is the how. I'm going to do that by challenging whether it's even legal. See? It's not just about what you do, it's about the game plan behind it. And this all happens in a super quick 5-step dance. The sender AI decides its goal, brainstorms a few ways to say it, and then, this is the cool part, it runs a lightning-fast simulation to predict how the other AI will react to each choice. It's like a tiny internal war room that games out the conversation, and only the winning phrase actually gets spoken out loud. And here is the real kicker. This whole strategic game of chess that you see here, it happens in the blink of an eye, right before the AI actually says anything. This isn't part of its training. It's happening live, in the moment. It's like having a team of strategic advisors whispering in its ear, helping it choose the absolute perfect words for any situation. Okay, the theory sounds incredible, but does it actually hold up when the pressure is on? Well, the researchers decided to find out by throwing LinguaGame right into the deep end. And they didn't just test it with a friendly chat, no way. They threw these AIs into the fire, a simulated high-stakes courtroom battle. Now, in that kind of environment, every single word counts. Your strategy, your clarity, your tactics, they mean everything. It is pretty much the ultimate test of communication skills. And the results were an absolute knockout. They brought in human experts to rate the AI dialogues, and just look at this. LinguaGame didn't just win, it totally dominated. The arguments were sharper, the tactics were way smarter, and the standard AI was just left in the dust. But it wasn't just about being smarter, it was about being clearer. The experts also found that the LinguaGame AIs got straight to the point. No rambling, no weird repetitive phrases, no wasted words. They were lean, mean communicating machines. So how much of a difference does this really make? A huge one. LinguaGame actually stepped in and changed the AI's first instinct phrasing almost 17% of the time. This proves it's not just some passive spell checker, it is a full-time, active communication coach. And when LinguaGame did step in, did it actually make things better? Well, the answer from human evaluators was a massive yes. As this chart shows, over 78% of the time, they agreed that LinguaGame's suggestion was a major improvement. It's basically a secret weapon for communication. So, what's the big picture here? Why does teaching an AI to be a better conversationalist actually matter so much? Because this is so much more than a simple upgrade. We are literally witnessing AIs evolve from text-generating parrots into true strategic communicators. They're learning the art of conversation. And frankly, that changes everything. I mean, the possibilities here are just mind-blowing. Imagine AI teams that can build complex software together without a hitch, or AI partners that can help researchers solve problems we thought were impossible. And maybe most excitingly, AI companions that can understand and interact with us on a whole new, more natural level. The future of collaboration is really here. The researchers themselves summed it up perfectly. This isn't some niche tool for one specific problem. It's a fundamental breakthrough that could revolutionize how AIs interact with each other and with us. It really is a game changer. So, I'll leave you with this thought. If we can teach AIs to become master communicators, what's next? What seemingly impossible problems could they solve when they can truly collaborate with each other? The future of AI isn't just about raw intelligence, it's about communication. And that is a future I am incredibly excited to see.